So let's go ahead. First conversation topic.
Women.
What about women?
What the fuck?
I don't know. Before we did this, everyone decided that that would be the first thing we were talking about.
Okay.
So now,
All right. What are your thoughts on women?
I don't know, but I was getting my
You
crush.
say woman burp on my
because
cock.
I didn't know anything.
Bruh.
Mad funny.
Thank you.
I got first blood again. Look, he
I'd
got
like to
body.
thank the Academy. I don't know, man. I think there's like a huge thing between
In
expectations
between on
and
what?
reality. Like, sure, equal rights, but there's definitely things different about us. Where it's like,
All right. You know what? That's a fucking lame opinion, bro. We gotta go deep. We gotta get the real shit.
all right,
I
don't know
hate
what you
hate women.
expect.
I
Wow,
fucking
we're
hate.
biologically different. How woke, Asher?
I know. Thank you.
Wow, that's crazy. It's like, oh
Gavin was
man.
literally talking about this yesterday.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing about being in the military, and Kyle will agree. Being in the military, it makes you less racist, but it makes you a lot more sexist.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that to an extent. Like, the PT standards is kind of whack. Like, if we're the same age, it should be a bit more similar, but, it is what it
That's
is.
what I was talking about. Like, it's the biological difference, and then the expectations shift.
Like, I can understand, like, the rationale behind having different PT standards, but, like, at a certain point, like, we're all volunteering for U.S. service. We should all be pretty damn physically fit, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm not on the field. I'm not in the military. But
Of course.
if I were, and I'm in a combat zone, and I get my leg blown off, I would want my squad mate to be able to drag me to safety.
Bro,
And
nobody's
No
gonna
one's
nobody's
gonna
gonna.
give
Yeah, I was about to say the exact same thing.
I'm not that heavy.
200 pounds of pure fucking muscle right there.
Oh yeah. Plus all the gear and all that. But I mean, that's the thing. Like with an adrenaline rush, I'm sure you could. But
Yeah,
like,
yeah, totally.
I know Kyle, who's this massive beast of a man, could totally yank me out.
What?
It's
Oh, yeah.
it's like that
Couldn't
TikTok
Lucy?
kid,
Couldn't
the-
Lucy?
the-
If my
Dude, I
leg's
went
blown
upstairs,
off,
this one kid
we'll
shot
shave
me
off
at
like
the
20
corner of
pounds.
the
And how much does a wet leg weigh?
Like
It's about
35.
10, 50, yeah, 35.
Yeah, so we'll
that's alright.
we'll shave off 15 pounds or whatever, 185 pounds plus
Alright,
gear,
now we're
whatever.
done.
Throw him another 40.
So let's say you weigh like 250. Could I drag 250?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh,
if
yeah,
there's
probably.
war going on.
Well,
And
plus
you're my-
plus the
Well,
What's the
like
adrenaline
don't
rush?
most like vests have like hand straps on them for that exact reason?
Right.
Yeah.
I think so.
But like, is it gonna be easy? No.
No.
well, don't you have
Well,
tools to secure fucking?
It-
like,
it wouldn't be
these-
You're
easy
really
for,
gonna
like-
do that when live fire's going on all around you.
Isn't there such a thing as like I don't fucking know, dude? Because
I got fucking-
don't you have adrenaline shots that you can fucking like? How does that work?
Your military stims. Are you gonna get any of
Oh,
those stims?
what?
I doubt they probably give probably give those to corpsmen,
They're
but
gonna give.
they're not gonna give like. I don't even think O3s get them. Like, I don't think we're at the point where it's like, oh shit, like fucking Call of Duty, like, or fucking Left 4 Dead or some shit. Like, oh fuck, I'm fucking.
No, but there are combat stims. There are companies that are literally designed to make designer drugs.
Yeah, sure.
In
It's kind of
inhalant
sick,
form.
actually.
But I don't think it's for like the average infantryman. I don't think.
Oh no.
I know pilots
Fucking,
take them.
like,
There's
No,
a
I think
reason
that's
for
kind of
that.
the point. It's for average infantrymen, so
But here's
you're
the
more
okay.
alert
The
with
problem
that.
the problem, and these are all my opinions. These are not opinions of the
Which means that
DoD.
you're wrong.
Yeah, of course.
Well, yeah, no, none of these opinions are like the official opinions of like anybody
No, I'm
other
just
than like
bragging.
Alright,
I'm
there's
just saying,
personally,
something-
you know?
Devin's an idiot, so none of his opinions are right.
Oh.
Well, no opinion is right, is it? It's a subjective point of view.
Mine are.
That's really
You
funny.
Shut up.
You should tell yourself that more.
Yeah, too.
Hey, what should
Okay.
I
There you go.
have? What should I have on the screen right now?
I don't know. Picture that snail eating that fucking cucumber.
Honestly,
Oh,
whatever's
baby,
in the
give me one
Discord
more
chat is the
chance.
greatest thing ever.
Alright, for sure. Now, here's the
How the
thing.
fuck does a snail eat so fast?
I feel like for every one chick that's like fucking A1 here, there's like 10 others that are like, if they were dudes, you'd be like, this guy's a fucking shitbag. This guy's like the biggest shitbag ever. Because like I was telling you guys about that one chick in my class. Fucking. What's her name?
Yeah, that's so dumb.
What's
I
her
wasn't
name?
there for that.
So this chick, okay, so she's the one chick in my class, and I'm a squad leader, right? And of course, she has to be in my squad because fucking Murphy's Law or whatever. But anyway, so
Murphy's Law.
literally, like anytime she doesn't understand, like we're taking basic electronics, that's the course, and it's kind of difficult. Certain annexes are a little difficult, like AC
Especially
current,
for a woman.
and yeah, totally. But fucking like AC current, shit like that, that's fucking kind of difficult. But anyway, every time she doesn't understand something, she literally will like throw a fucking tantrum, dude. And our teacher's this like 65-year-old retired fucking master gunnery sergeant who's like the chillest dude ever. And he'll be like, Bulia, do you understand this? And she's like, I don't fucking understand it, but whatever. I'm like, bro.
Retarded.
Well, that sounds like more of a personal problem than like a gendered issue, you know? Like,
He knows you're
You have to
there.
Right,
like
right.
I know plenty of dudes who are like.
This is anecdote. This is anecdotal.
Yeah, of course.
Well, yeah, you probably would do better by like trying to at least see the.
But any dude that acted like that would get like fucking hazed.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh my
That's
God.
yeah, that's.
And
that's
literally,
how
I'm
it's
trying to
works.
help her with like series parallel circuits or whatever, and she's like in fucking tears as I'm trying to explain it to her. I'm like, dude.
Dude, when you tell me about women like that in the Marines, it makes me really think that, hey, I really should have gone through boot camp because it
You
doesn't
sh-
honestly sound.
You
Honestly,
should have.
you probably
shouldn't.
could have.
You should have been like when that fucking recruiter asked you like, you have asthma. You should have been like, nope,
I
no,
should have.
no health problems.
I didn't want to take the risk of one, I have a slight heart murmur anyway, and two,
I know. I'm fucking with
have-
you.
Yeah,
I
no,
have
tell your recruiters
asthma. If
fucking
I
everything,
needed my
honestly.
inhaler, and I'm sitting there like dying.
But no, the
They're
thing about
screwed.
that, like recruiters, straight up, like when you join the military, when you enlist, they tell you to lie about literally everything.
No, I know.
And I feel like
No.
that's the first mental test. You know what I mean?
Captain,
What is
oh my God,
lying?
Ted, go find that fucking box.
Just the fact that they're like, they like hound the fuck out of you about like fraudulent enlistment, and they're like, if you lie to us about anything, the FBI will show up at your door and you will be fucking executed for treason. And like, that's like the first mental test or fucking test to see if you have like the will to go along with all this bullshit.
Yeah, honestly.
You know what I mean?
I
Like
know
when they were
exactly
like
what
when
you
I was there, they're like, have you ever smoked weed before? I'm like, no, sir. He's like, you're telling me you're from the fucking Bay Area and you've never smoked weed in your whole goddamn life.
I mean, I haven't.
And he's like,
Yep, you're also
I'm like, yep. He's like,
Yeah,
you're
touche.
you're bullshitting me right now, dude. You are so bullshitting me. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, sir.
So if my leave gets approved to go for Christmas, I'm not
But I feel like the idea there is like the
so
like weak ones will fess up. You
Yeah,
know what
probably.
I mean? All right, what's our next topic of discussion? Unless
I don't
When
know.
you narrate it like that, it just sucks.
That's gonna
So,
suck.
What do you mean?
Like I said,
Because it actually does suck, dude.
I might.
what are you talking about?
This isn't an essay.
I mean, like, okay.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we're not back in Zurich's class.
Oh, shut the fuck.
Come on.
Asher wanted to fuck Zurich.
I did
So-
not. He's
God,
so
dude.
old, dude.
All right. So when I say it sucks, like it's a good life, the military. It legit is a good life. Like I enjoy it here. But like everything like on paper is life and death, but like in practice it's like usually kind of chill. You know, it's like the teachers are usually pretty nice and fucking like most of I can't speak for Devin, but like my wingmen are pretty damn chill. You know, like it ain't like a cutthroat environment in the slightest yet.
Yeah.
It's generally just like a pretty decent like way of life.
I know by now, if I hadn't have enlisted, I'd probably be
I had that sniper.
like shooting heroin or something.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I'd probably want to fucking die.
I'm glad you would hate life with me so much that you would just shoot heroin.
Don't worry.
Hey, when-
We would have tripped together, dude.
It has nothing to do with you, Lucy.
Yeah, it's better if it's collective.
Hey, yo, I'll be back in like
Yeah,
5 minutes.
Collective heroin shooting group.
Yeah, that somehow makes it better.
Well, not.
Honestly, yeah. If you're gonna do heroin, do it with your friends.
Well, yeah, because it's cheaper that way. You can share needles. I mean, you don't have to buy your own needles.
It's almost like that's how people get AIDS.
That's gonna be a comeback. We'll win.
Fucking fucking
Well,
hepatitis
you don't share
outbreak.
the needle, Luke.
Fucking hepatitis outbreak in San Diego.
Yeah.
I love feces on the streets in San Francisco.
See, that's
Luke, if
that's
there's
the
an
other
AIDS
thing.
outbreak because of friends doing heroin together, I'm gonna assume you shared your needle.
That's the other thing.
And
Like,
that's your
He
fault.
literally said share your needle.
Oh, well,
I'm
whoever
using
said
what
that,
he said.
don't.
Why am I the fucking
bad.
enemy?
people from like the fucking south are out here and shit, and they like go off base and they're like Palm Springs or 29 Palms or fucking wherever, and they're like, dude, I saw this tweaker like fucking punching the air, like fighting the fucking air and shit.
Yeah,
I'm
welcome
like,
to
bro,
California.
yeah, it's like that's like a daily occurrence here, dog.
Oh my. You have to turn on the locking mechanism.
In any major city, pretty much.
What the fuck?
And it's weird too, cause like when we had this adopt a marine program where like some rich people adopt you for a day. You know what I mean?
Is that an actual thing?
Yeah,
Mhm.
like on Thanksgiving,
That's
and
what he
we
did for Thanksgiving.
That money will
it was chill as fuck actually.
Yep.
It was a really nice couple.
Did you get a cool family?
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
dude, they were hella chill. They were like,
He's
so you guys
obviously
want
really
anything to
good.
drink? We got beer, soda, beer.
Don't
I'm like,
worry,
yeah, I'll
he'll
have
come
some
with
beer.
you for you, don't
And but yeah, no,
worry.
like there's like they live in like this gated community, and it costs like $70,000 just for a membership at like the fucking golf course. Like,
It's not
what's the word for it? Where it's like, no, it's a country club, and it's 70 grand for a membership a year, right?
Damn, killed it with a Zobo.
Just for the membership, not to like actually live there. And you've got places like that, and then like a mile away under a bridge, there's like a fucking tent encampment of
That's what's so funny to
street
me
people
here.
living there.
Like where I live, there's Folsom, and then right next to Folsom, literally like half-mile drive from
I'm gonna
Folsom
get-
is
I'm gonna get cat.
Orangevale, and Orangevale is hella ghetto.
Watch.
Same
Yeah,
with Citrus
exactly.
Heights.
No, it's gonna get
It's
cat.
the ghetto of like the Roseville area, if you know. Freaking. Do you want me to turn my
Oh,
sensitivity
I've got
down?
lazy
No, no,
It's
that's
like the
fine.
ghetto outside of Sacramento.
Right.
Yeah.
Like where I live, it's pretty nice, but I live on like the outskirts now, and it's nice houses. But you drive like
Cover me?
4 miles down, and you start getting like.
Yeah,
weird
the
garbo,
fucking
I
the
don't know.
disparity is just weird. Like downtown Santa Rosa, there's just a bunch of fucking homeless people like in the square. You know, like that like meth head lady who threw fucking like melted Slurpee juice on Lucy or
It
some
was
shit.
just water.
No, it was
It was
just
just
one.
water.
You don't even know. You don't know what it was. Could have
Luke,
been
you
like,
weren't there.
yeah, he
I
was.
was fucking there. You
Oh,
still.
he was.
That's
That's
still.
what I thought.
Why am I always forgotten?
No,
Anyways.
because I
You
thought
like
you
it.
said. I thought you said.
Yeah.
No,
what
I said we,
happened or
we
something.
didn't. No, I said we. Although we were there, we still have no idea what the fuck that was. That,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
she threw
It
at
could have
us.
been like AIDS juice.
It was. I think it was water. I think it was just water.
Probably was, but she. I
Let's not freak me out.
we had a lapse in judgment and just fucking sat on a park bench in downtown Santa Rosa, California, and that happened. This methed out lady just walks up and throws fucking water on Lucy and calls her a witch, and then fucking runs away.
No,
I
that's
still
not
don't get it.
at my
Like, she was
summer
just
job
like,
though. I mean, I guess it's a little different because it's in
I
Forestville.
gotta interrupt the story. Dude, come on.
Jeez, can you? This is relevant.
It's
Can you calm
fine. I
down?
don't really care.
I don't know.
Can
I
you
just
calm
tried
down,
to
Luke?
finish it.
Anyway, so over in Forestville, my old
Mhm.
job, we were trying to return a canoe, and there were 2 left. So the whole thing's just loading canoes,
Right.
day in, day in, day in. And so there's 2 left, and so me and the rest of the guys take
Oh
some
my
canoes
God.
down and start going
That's
down
a
the river. And we see these guys, 4 guys plus a girl. The girl came like somewhere along the trip because there were only the 4 guys when they left, and they had 2 canoes. And so now there's 5 of them, and they're all drunk. They threw canoe paddles at us and like, fuck you, we're not going back. We can't even go back. We lost a canoe.
Yeah, real shit though.
It's like there's always that group of people who will go down
Yeah,
that route,
out of
like
mana.
the homeless people or the people who
Level
just get
45.
shit faced and then just sit around and harass other people for no
Hello,
reason.
JK Dab.
Yep.
That's society for you, man.
I know it's less society, but it's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
That
that's
homeless
right.
woman
Welcome
throwing
to the
her
Compound.
Slurpee on Lucy. What point does that serve? Well, we're
Well-
trying to get our
Welcome
canoes
to
back.
America.
I'm a
$6
witch,
a
bro.
canoe.
It didn't really.
What
I think
does
that
that
person
do?
was
She
being a
just saved
rational
the
actor.
universe in her eyes.
Yeah,
I
know,
no,
but
in her brain, it probably made like so much sense though.
Yeah.
what though? I mean, I'm trying to theorize. Like, I
Well,
know it doesn't
Dude,
make
you're,
sense to
you're
me. but-
questioning the
Yeah, you're-
rationality of
Well,
someone
okay,
who's
think
clearly
about this.
coked out.
She called me a witch and she threw water at me.
Well,
Witches
yeah,
can't
Well, if-
stand water.
if
so
you melt,
in her
then
mind,
she's
she
right.
was trying to freaking burn me.
well, yeah, like Luke said, you're questioning the rationality of somebody who's like severely
Who's
mentally
clearly not
ill.
being rational, who's clearly not using their faculties at all.
Exactly.
So,
I don't know, man.
but the question is like, what do you do with those
Oh, I
people?
fucked it up.
You know what I mean? Because it's
Yeah.
like people
Don't
people
you ever
talk
rush
about
out there?
job opportunity or whatever, but fucking like you can't just give somebody like that a shower and a fucking McDonald's uniform and expect them to operate a cash register. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like that. To bring up the actual movie, this is actually something I thought
Dude, I
about
would never
from the
expect one to
Joker
plan
movie.
like that.
Is
quick, honestly.
when Arthur
animal.
is talking
Ah,
to his,
shit.
social security agent,
Oh my
and she's
God.
like, "Yeah, we can't provide you any more medication." Like that's the garbage
I will take all
we
these guys
unfortunately
that
have to
comes in.
deal with, and it's like, cool, our taxes are going into that sort of thing to
Oh,
provide
what?
messed up people with medication
Would
if
you
that's
want
what they're
that? Go for,
seeking,
like,
because some of
20.
them are homeless and don't seek it at all. But like, you can't force them to do that. You
Yeah,
can't
he
force
sprayed the
like a
fuck
homeless
out of
person,
him.
like, hey, go get some freaking
Perfect
medicine,
metal.
because to them
We're
they're
gonna take you to the
smart
cum
as
zone.
like hell. It's what they're supposed to be doing.
Well, the solution's kind of draconian. That's the problem.
There was this this regular at
Oh, I gotta
my
run the
job
switch straight
that
to B again.
I really liked him. He was an old guy, a Vietnam vet, and we called him Blue. But his name was just like Sammy or something, and he'd come in almost every day and just get like a beer or whatever from the money he'd like saved up from begging or whatever. And like his sign didn't say anything; it just says like homeless. So it wasn't like,
Oh my god,
please,
dude.
I need money
Shotgun
for food. He was just like
Disabled vet.
homeless. Yeah. So like
I
people
don't
would give
even
him money
know
and
where
he'd
he
come to the
was. That's
bar
what
and he'd
cats
drink a
about.
little bit. And apparently one night he like got a little too
I
drunk
smell
and
cat.
fell, and then the police came and like carried him away. I don't think he did anything at all. I don't think he did anything
So,
wrong
I know
or
you're good
try
when
to
you say
fight
show
anyone.
us.
It's just
You know,
old
Tyler.
homeless guy got drunk and fell,
Don't
and then
usually
the
do anything.
police just came and
It won't
picked
matter.
him up. I'm like,
Oh,
dude, I haven't seen him since. It's been like a month and a half
Mm.
or 2 months.
Still gets collapsed.
You probably just dumped them off on the other side of town or something.
Oh.
I don't
Well,
know, because
yeah, that's-
I assumed he'd come back.
That's what they're doing in fucking Fresno right now. Is
Literally
they
just
just legit are just like, hey, if you see, they'll just go in the early night and they'll just hire some people for like, it's basically a fucked up version of a gig job, and they'll just go in. I think they're doing it in Santa Rosa too, downtown, where they just find something that just looks remotely like quote unquote homeless or belonging to a homeless person, and fucking just throwing it out in the dumpster and basically be like, yeah, go fuck yourself. Go be
Yeah.
poor somewhere else, basically.
Or yeah, well they'll do
Yeah.
that. They'll like set up a fucking like tent city or whatever, and then once it gets too bad, like some fucking yuppie goes through it and gets the shit kicked out of him or something. They'll like break it up, but then they just fucking move somewhere else. You know what I mean?
That doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's just like a cycle.
It's stupid, but that's what they do.
Well, that's the thing, like, and it's gonna have to get like really bad before there's any political will to do anything about it.
Well,
I
you
mean,
have
what
to
do you even
realize
do about
something.
that situation?
Upstairs window on the other
Like,
side.
whenever you do something, someone's always gonna be mad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like the thing is, that's why they don't fucking do
There's
anything.
no profit in being a nice person inherently.
I saw him
That's the
kill a guy, I
fucking
chased him
problem.
down, and he turned out of nowhere.
Unless you're running a charity.
There's no fucking way.
Yeah, but then that gets classified as
With
non-profit,
that,
and most of the
he
time
was on
charity
our
does
side.
relatively fuck all. But yeah,
Trying to spectate you, are you dead? Oh, no.
Like they'll fucking legislate on like long receipts from CVS.
On the right side.
Like whether we should ban long receipts from CVS
We should, but that's not a big issue.
instead of fucking
Just wait for that shit.
the actual issues.
How about the gas
I mean,
prices?
we should probably have like digital receipts. You know, like this should be a more common thing.
that's really what we're gonna divert to.
Yeah, but
No,
people
it
don't
doesn't-
feel like typing in their emails to like those computer. Like every time someone asks me like, "Hey, you want a digital receipt?" I don't want to like sit there and
Like
type in
Harry
my email
Styles, you
address
dumb
on that
bitch.
stupid keypad.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
those receipts are kind of AIDS, though. I mean, like, I've gotten receipts that are taller than I am. And I'm 6
Yeah.
foot. I mean, that's
Stay
obviously
bored, I'm gonna eat your
longer than
mom's
6
pussy
feet.
hole.
It's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, CVS
Okay, well,
is
like,
like,
I'll-
here's all these coupons, and it's like, if I want coupons, I'll just apply to your mailing list.
Like
Well, the coupons are for stuff that I'm never going to use anyways.
on the topic of like
Exactly.
environmentalist
Fucking
stuff,
gut, you
like
know the fucking vibe.
like
I'm
a
gonna
bigger
get killed
problem
by
than
a
like
shotgun guy,
fucking,
but-
plastic straws and shit would probably be like individually wrapped candy. You know, it's like fucking. Like I feel like that's way more of an issue that should be.
Well, see, the
focused on.
problem is like that shit doesn't
Damn, we're all
matter.
ready to respond, like, the whole team is.
What do you
Like
mean?
it doesn't need to be
Oh,
legislated. Like who gives a
Holy
fuck?
shit. Where'd their team
Well,
go?
it doesn't need to be, but it is, so.
That's what
I mean,
they
I feel like I
they
feel like
legislate on to make it seem like they're doing
Damn.
something.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like to a certain extent, like fucking
Holy shit.
some action is better than fucking none. Because fucking like reefs are dying and
Johnny
shit. and,
said,
like,
do you have thumbs, bro? What?
Banning plastic straws isn't gonna have
no,
an
I'm
impactful.
saying plastic
I'm
straws
gonna
isn't
show, bro,
the worst
so-
issue here. I'm agreeing with that.
Yeah. Pick us
But
up.
fuck
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like quitting smoking when you're 90 on your deathbed. Like it's the world's
It's
gonna
too
die
late at that
anyway.
point. Pointless.
May as well go out with a bang. You know what I'm saying?
Shut
I
up.
don't know.
Almost got sniped. He's in the back left of their spot.
No, I know. It's just this like stupid quote
What, going out with a bang instead of, sticking around?
going out with a bang.
What came before the Big
He was
Bang?
camping in his spawn in the building.
Well, our concept of time kind of like starts at the Big Bang. So saying before the Big Bang is kind of like an incorrect.
Let this happen.
Unless you're
Mm.
religious, then you ask what happened before
Oh,
the
good film,
creation, it's the same kind of
Well,
question.
The
I mean,
big
like whether or not you're religious, like the concept of time kind of doesn't really work in both directions. You know, it's like
the big foreplay. That's what happened
it's,
before the Big Bang.
it's like saying what's outside. It's like, oh Jesus Christ. It's like saying what's outside of the universe. Like our universe constitutes our understanding of space. There really isn't an outside the universe, you know.
Look, Kyle. Nobody cares, man.
Okay, well, you know what? I care, and I found that kind of hurtful.
Had to.
I care, Kyle.
Thank you, Ashley.
Yeah.
Had to do it to him.
All right.
All right. What's the next topic, boys and girls?
Shut up! Shut up! Oh my God, Kyle. Anybody
What?
who
Said
asked
nothing
that,
this morning.
Why are we doing the
from
topic?
call. Stop. This is
Okay,
not.
fine,
that's
fine.
something that would get your essay ripped up and shredded.
This isn't an
by an
essay though.
English
This is
teacher.
a free open forum.
Anti-
Cool.
of
That's
Listen,
why
man.
it should flow. It
of
seems
Yeah, we're
intellectual
just talking
thought.
about random shit. Don't apply any sort of intelligence or resources, I guess.
No,
That's what
I'm
we
not
should
saying
do.
we shouldn't apply
I killed him. He's
intelligence
like,
because we
oh,
So
should.
what are you
It should
saying?
be
Like,
organized, but you should
I got
just
fucking
flow naturally
rocked.
into things.
Yeah.
As
That's
opposed,
fine.
it would be
I'm
better
saying-
because like a podcast,
Oh, come
like
on,
the
Hank.
official podcast and stuff, like they have breaks where they'll
Come on,
be able to
Hank.
do advertising, and so
Oh,
that's a good
Hank.
like, oh, here's a
Hank.
pause,
Dead
here's
silence to hit it. What are you
advertising,
doing?
and then
You're
next
so
topic
bad.
automatically.
Step shot.
you know?
What are you? There
Someone
you go.
just
There you go. That's why you
people
step shot
can
ahead of
write
time.
and stuff. And I don't even care at this point, but it's like you have to. It's
Yo,
so
Fallen
like
Nation,
gross
I'm
when I
gonna
hear,
put my
oh,
force
do you guys want to talk about next? Like
fine,
It's
most
so-
people do
I
that
get it.
sometimes,
it's so
and I'm like,
gross.
ugh, like, what do you want to talk about? I'm like, now I don't want to talk about anything. Now I feel forced to bring up something.
Fine.
Alright, I'm actually just gonna do
I'm very adamant on these kinds of things.
Yeah, I can fucking
and-
tell. Jesus.
Yeah. Well,
Ah,
you
fuck
should
that
be
guy.
able
Fuck
to
you,
tell.
Sultan. You fat fucking bitch. You
Okay, actually, I have a good thing I want to bring up because I was talking about this with my friend the other day in the smoke pit, and you know the hour that I spend in the smoke pit every day, just like chewing the fat, is what keeps me fucking sane, basically. But we're talking about the whole idea. Does being in the military actually make you more attractive to women?
No.
What the fuck?
This guy starts
How would you
snapping when
even
he got
prove
fucking
this?
water.
Well, cause like it's not like fucking
Well, you can't prove it.
Yeah, but then why even? By what metric would you even?
fucking.
I don't know.
depending on
I'm
the
talking about.
I mean, like, okay, so here's all I have to say on the fucking subject. Like,
He's
having like a
falling.
fucking reason to take a shower every day and fucking like shave and shit. It makes you look cleaner generally because you have a fucking image to maintain.
He's upstairs. He's
fucking-
upstairs.
That being said, like, it
What are you
fucking
doing,
depends
bro?
on the
Kill
person,
him.
You know. Like,
So
I hear
Lucy,
that.
as a
He
woman,
kills
what are
you.
your thoughts on this?
You're dead. You're about to get turned on. You're about to get turned
Does
on. Oh, you're about
I
to
feel
get
like
turned on.
Devin's just doing.
Do you
this
mean
to serve his own
attractive,
ego.
not
Can you
attractive?
fucking like?
you?
No, it's a serious question.
No, I think Devin's got a point.
No, Devin. Did you say
Chance.
attracted or
Oh.
attractive?
Chance saved your life.
I
Or whatever the fuck his name is.
it's the same
Does
fucking
being in the military make you more attracted or attractive? to women?
attractive. Why would it make you more attracted to women?
I
It'd probably make you
I don't
less
know, because
attractive.
you want to marry everything. I
You
don't
become
know.
more gay.
You get hornier and hornier, yeah.
I mean, personally,
Yeah.
it's.
Damn. Oh man.
I don't know. I there's
Fuck
this
you,
stereotype
Sultan,
that a
fat
man
fuck.
in uniform looks good, and that kind of is true. It makes you
If
look
you don't play
clean.
in
Like
the
here's my
30,
thing:
you're wrong.
Nazis,
It's a
right?
minute
They
45.
suck, but
You
their
have 15
uniforms
seconds left to
very
watch that.
clean. It made them look
You might wanna
professional. It
hurry.
made them look good. I don't like suits, but I like a freaking
And I would have it planted right
authoritative,
now, Sultan, but you're an idiot.
freaking uniform. Especially for women, because women naturally
Sultan,
like to
time's
be
up, buddy.
dominated. Not so much now because women have this thing where they're like, oh, I'd
There's a
like
guy
to be
upstairs
scared
across
of
the
men. Sure, whatever.
Yeah, but
you know,
Devin's also
fucking-
naturally a hunk, so I mean.
Well, yeah,
You got him?
sure, but
Am
I'm
I?
just saying, like, my point is,
He's still here.
women
Oh.
naturally freaking like to
I got
feel
another guy over
protected
here.
and
I can't
safe.
find him.
It's that
So-
sense of order.
Yeah, he's down. He's in the corner.
I'm not talking about like physical attractiveness. I'm talking about like
He's
what's the
sitting there
word?
behind a plant.
You're talking
So
about
he's
some
right to
sense
the
of
right.
like,
There you go.
the way you hold yourself.
Nice.
I don't know, something like that.
Baby, don't say a word.
I don't think you're making sense because you're. What are you talking? The way who holds what self?
The Marine.
Are we really trying to fucking justify like symbology right now? Like, what the fuck?
No, are you
I'm
saying
so-
are you saying being in the Marines makes you more attracted to women or attractive to women?
Attractive.
Attractive
I already
to-
clarified.
Yeah, I already clarified.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I'm saying. You're more
What the
attractive
fuck?
to women because women will look at you and freaking think, oh, a guy in uniform, I like to feel safe or whatever.
Yeah, shit.
Every woman has like a kink, and a common kink is either, hey, I want this cop to freaking handcuff me and fuck me against my car or something. I don't know.
Nice.
Sam
I'm
I'm
Hyde,
just saying.
How we're
Officer
why is everyone
Maggot.
trying to become
Alright,
a
I'm just gonna
militarized
say.
fucking?
I
I
don't.
don't think it makes you more. I don't know.
What kind of
I
Freudian
can't
bullshit
say.
are we getting into?
Because before Devin, like I never freaking cared.
Oh my God.
Dudes in military were
Oh
what?
boy.
What, bitch?
In-group bias.
Yo, Unreal.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Before Devin, I never really freaking cared. I guess, but I did take notice, like, oh, a guy in uniform. It's slimming. It
Well,
has to be slimming.
I'm not
It
talking
has
about
to
the
look good
I'm
on
not
you.
talking about the uniform itself.
I mean, I know, but it's a
I know, but
lifestyle.
that's a freaking part of it. That's a big part of it. Is chicks like dudes in uniforms. So naturally, oh, I'm a Marine. Suddenly they're interested in, hey, put on your uniform, Mr. Marine.
But is it that, or is it like just the fact that this dude's actually like has a fucking job and like some sense of like drive?
It's part of that too. But I'm
I
saying
feel
the
like that's
big
what it is.
stereotype. Cool, but as a woman, the big stereotype is, oh, freaking, I like a guy in uniform. So if you want to, you're the one that freaking asked me. So don't go against my opinion. I don't care if you agree or disagree. But if you're gonna ask me, don't be a dick and be like,
I'm
but
not
it's
being a
not that.
dick.
That's
What the
no, I
fuck?
know, but like, don't
I'm
go
just.
against me.
I'm
Like,
not.
oh, it's not that though. I feel like cool. I'm glad you feel. You're allowed to feel. And I'm glad you're not a robot.
That's what I said.
The government
That's what I
hasn't
said.
turned
That's
you
why I
into a
said I.
freaking machine.
That's what I said. I feel like instead of you're wrong.
I know you're not gonna blatantly say you're wrong, but like,
Aww.
I'm just
You know,
saying.
Devin would never admit that he's wrong.
No.
No, I know.
Unreal. Hit the planet before 1:30 or you're wrong.
But yeah, like I said, a lot of that is just it plays into
Yeah,
I like a guy in
they're putting
uniform.
shots down range.
Okay, so that's the main
Mr.
reason.
Soldier.
Shut the fuck up.
This is ridiculous.
Alright, Luke, if this is ridiculous, then you lead the conversation. I'm giving you the fucking
I lead the
mantle.
conversation. Well,
Yes.
There's no empirical idea behind this. It could be the fact that usually anything dealing with the military in our society is generally portrayed as positive. There's a huge
Yeah, 'cause
fucking
it's a war
connotation
dog
there.
country.
Yes, no shit.
I don't know. I feel like nowadays it isn't because there's so many
No.
people. Like I used to live in freaking Philly, and there's so many people that I used to be friends with. I've had like 3 people I used to be best friends with, like
Middle-
tell me they're freaking like they have no respect for me for dating military. And I'm like,
Bruh.
what are you talking? Like there was one person I used to be friends with, and like back when they were in
going to
school,
rob
they
that
posted
hill.
something on their Snapchat story when a recruiter came in, and they called the recruiter like an imperialistic murderer, and I was like, can you just shut up? Like nowadays, there's so many
Jesus
libtards
Christ.
that freaking
Libtards.
they'll bash on military without even talking to them.
Of course,
Well, yeah,
of
you
course.
could probably just ask them, why do you feel that way? And then you could actually have something there instead of just having
You
this
can have the bomb on
dichotomy
wheels.
where it's like, oh, either they're cool or I fucking hate them with everything I've got. You got to look at like what kind of analysis they're making of that, that
No, I know,
lifestyle.
and that's fair enough, and I could. It's just I'm saying when I say it, it
Little
sounds
ninja in
stupid,
this
but I
bitch.
don't care about their opinion on it. I'm like, whatever, you have your thing. It's just like it's stupid to see because if you say anything like that about anyone else that they look up to or they admire, they'll frickin' call you a cunt to your face.
Go
Well,
to
yeah,
the
but
side, dude.
but there's something to be said about the fact that America likes to get their fingers in every piece of the pie.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
No,
well,
of course. I
you
100%
could
agree.
Ah, I was just about to
What
jump
that
behind that
person
Get
is
tank.
probably arguing is since that we have this huge fucking problem with us just like, oh yeah, y'all want to do something, but we got resources from you before, let's fuck you up. That's probably where they're coming from. And by proxy, since you're supporting that machine by being in it and having to succumb yourself to the hierarchies that are within it, that you by proxy are elite, that you are supporting that by being in it
Hell
and
yeah.
not questioning
But that's the thing, Luke. I get both sides. I'm optimistic on this shit. Like I understand
I'm gonna run this shit.
freaking the issues that our military and our
You coming
fucking
with me?
government have had. I fully 100% get it. Like my thing is just it's stupid. Like they get so pissed off, and some of them aren't even educated on the matter. Some of them just. I mean, that person, I'll give him credit. He is fairly educated on shit
They
that
didn't
happens.
suspect a thing.
But it's like my grandfather. My grandfather was a Vietnam vet, and he was total in support of military, but like hated war.
Oh my
like,
god,
he
can't be behind a
freaking-
door, he's defusing it.
Anytime you watch the news, which was all the time,
I hit
which
my
was
claymore,
stupid,
sure
he'd
enough.
get like paranoid and shit. I'm like, you have to stop watching
What?
the news because everyone's always gonna think
Yo,
war's
he's
gonna happen
defusing, he's defusing.
when it's not, and that's just how stupid America is. I'm so pro-military, but like so anti-war.
Oh, how
It's
did
like,
you...
glad we have this protection.
We got
but
ran up by
don't
an
need to
80.
be leading
I ran through a
things
door, he
like
was just aiming down sights waiting.
But
I
almost
get that.
but almost never is the case that we're actually doing it for our defense. Very rarely is it
because
that
America
case.
likes to step in
Josh,
as,
you're
big,
1
as
and
a
2.
big hero when it's not at all.
Yeah, so if
At least
we
not in a
But
lot
you're
of
better
situations.
than this because...
deconstruct the narrative that we are some great protector, then maybe this wouldn't happen.
It's more the
Right here,
fact
like
that
our
you've
teammates
got
do, not
special
completely.
interests behind these wars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
definitely, I'm down.
fucking exactly. That's where the criticism comes from.
Oh. Wait.
So if you actually, yeah,
Oh.
you have to get rid of that bullshit, or
Wait,
you
he's
just
spray
have
painting.
to, give people other options to actually have a fulfilling
Huh.
life. Look at every single analysis of like
He's
how
solid.
life is going in America. It's pretty much getting worse in
He's spray painting.
relatively every objective way.
You're solid yellow and green.
Economically speaking, socially speaking,
Yeah.
shit's just getting worse. So, I mean, listen,
green,
it's
yellow,
very hard
blue.
to be positive about something that's clearly a dumpster fire. Like, how the fuck do you do that? You're like manufacturing positivity at that point. And if you manufacturing an emotion, that's not a fucking emotion.
That's what
not
happens
true
when we
at
don't
all.
play.
It's just an obstruction.
Wait,
It's
what are we
just some
talking about
shit
now?
that was made.
I was gone for a bit.
My God, Jesus fucking Christ, man.
How did we get to fucking fabricated emotions?
So, but,
Military.
like, if you really want to know, like,
We didn't even
the
play.
main
this one
literature that really
You're solid
started,
red,
like,
bro.
in this country was it was War is a Racket, and it was by Lieutenant General Smedley Butler. And the reason why it's so important, that guy got 2 medals of fucking honor. He fought in 6 wars, and he
Yikes.
fucking commanded these
Of
people.
course,
And he basically
Smedley
wrote a book,
Butler.
and he was just like, and he was like,
see,
look,
we didn't even
look at
play,
all these,
and they
look at
planted
all
the
this
bomb,
fucking
killed half our
money
team.
that went into this shit for nothing, for people to die. Look at all this money that
Alright,
these
let's do it again.
fuckers are making off of people doing shit that they shouldn't have to.
We'll make it yellow.
Well, yeah,
It's
'cause,
true.
Oh, yellow looks
he had
dope.
no side really wants to shoot the other.
He's two-tone.
It's people sitting on the battlefield saying, I don't want to kill this dude, but he's gonna kill
Oh,
me first.
Oh.
Well, yeah, all you're doing is just stripping someone of their rationality, and you're making them kill other people
get out of
that
here.
are
Let's go,
also
let's go, let's go.
and most likely the same situation. So, does that really help anything? No.
Bro, I'm whipping up in the kitchen right now.
It fucking doesn't. And all you did was just make people rich that really did not deserve it.
Of course.
He got killed when he quit, yeah.
So, the fuck. Anyway, this is just gonna get done, and then I'm gonna have to start like citing sources, and then everyone's gonna get mad.
You don't have to cite sources.
I did
No,
already.
anyone that comes at you for it, just
Ah!
Yeah, if anyone comes asking for a source, tell them to blow it out of their ass, dude.
Source?
Yeah, but you kind of don't want to just make bullshit claims and not back them up. It's kind of
I'm
retarded to do
If
that.
Don't do it.
Someone asks
No,
for it,
no,
you can
there's
back
no
it
one
up.
in there.
Yeah.
But you don't have to.
if you
You're
want to get involved in it,
Watch
you
out for that
can get
bomb.
involved in it. You don't have to
Source?
get involved in it.
Source?
Oh my god.
Sauce.
No way he does this. Oh my god.
Uh,
Oh my god.
sitting
No,
on.
dude,
Right.
we're not
I
supposed
like how
to
we just
talk
stand
about
on
like
top of the mine
politics
and
at
then
my
shoot
job or
them.
anything, but someone always ends
You
up
aren't?
bringing up shit.
That's all I'd talk about when I worked in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just stands
Like,
on the
Well, I
fucking
would-
mine.
I'll be
wouldn't
real.
bitch
I'll be
about
real.
myself.
Like,
Hey,
I'm
come
not
here.
nearly qualified enough to like talk
Hey,
about politics.
you already
at
know,
all,
he
like,
already
I don't
knows.
fucking know about that shit.
I'm not qualified to talk
Okay,
about
hey,
anything.
Hey, come here.
Relatively speaking, yeah. You don't really have any sort of credentials.
Kareem's
Yeah,
at work.
Crane, you stay out of this.
Nobody here has credentials to talk about
Oh, that was
anything,
dope.
so I think silence is the
cares?
best option.
I wouldn't go that far.
That's
but
honestly what it's
Yeah,
gonna
you
be.
look, dude. What is this one? That's a
just
dope.
educate yourself, you know.
I started watching
Yeah.
The Watchmen yesterday, and it's pretty
No,
good.
like that
the
blue,
TV
like the
series, not the movie.
crosshairs.
I've already watched the movie like 50 times, but I started watching the TV
Yeah, that
show
was
yesterday,
dope.
and it was really freaking good. I don't really care that much about the storyline, but the type of dystopian elements that it has is freaking awesome. It starts out with this
They're gonna
black
be, I
cop
think.
pulling over this redneck dude who's kind of
Yeah, they're gonna be.
suspicious. The black cop has this yellow mask over like half of his face. And he finds
He's head
the
glitching
driver
on
has
the
been
left
pulled over to
side,
be
on their
suspicious,
side.
so he calls it in. And when he's calling it in, he has to ask for
He's
permission
watching the
to
bomb
get
from
his
that head
gun
glitching
released.
box.
So he has
Like,
to
all
like
the
go
way
through
across
this
the courtyard area.
questionnaire of like the operator over the
He's
phone
probably
is
gonna
like,
kill our whole team because of that.
is he threat level? Like, what's the threat
Hank's
level?
actually
What's
smart
the
right
situation?
there. Good
Like,
shit.
he had to go through like this
Alright,
45
so he's
second
watching the bomb
questionnaire in
from the
order
other
to
side
get
of
his
the
gun
courtyard.
released. Then the gun got jammed, and before he was able to pull it out, the freaking
Thank-
guy he pulled over was
Hank, you got it, dude.
freaking shooting at him, and the cop died. And I'm like, that's
Hank, go,
honestly
Hank, go,
what it's
Hank,
gonna end
go.
up being,
Hank, you
because
got
everyone's getting their panties in a twist about.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
there's a lot of shit that happens with police
Hank,
shootings
run.
and stuff, but
Run, Hank, run, Hank.
Dude,
the whole Second Amendment argument and the cop freaking armed cops argument, it's gonna end up with people dying either way.
that's what Dirty Harry was about, and that was from the 70s.
Yeah, and it's cool to me like reading old pieces of dystopian literature, and you find
Alright,
that
Hank,
a
you
lot
know.
of their
You already know.
predictions came true.
Well, see, that's what like when that came out, people thought that was like a fascist movie, because you just got Clint
Yeah.
Eastwood here like fucking blasting criminals indiscriminately, with no
Yeah.
like, oh, we gotta make sure this guy's fucking, this guy has rights. You can't just treat him like an animal. You can't just shoot him.
Yeah.
This guy's AFK, bro. Oh, Green looks dope as shit.
That was a great movie.
No, it definitely sucks. No, that was a great movie.
Yeah,
But
you're blue though.
the rest of the Watchmen show, I didn't really care about. But like that, the dystopian elements it has is like that's kind of freaking awesome. That's what the world's gonna end up being.
But
Cops
you know,
are gonna
Luke,
have to wear masks. and
Luke,
ask
when I
for
gave you
permission
the
to get their guns released.
when I gave you the mic, Luke, I was telling you to start us with our next topic of discussion.
Well, I wouldn't fucking know. I mean, I could just like, I could probably okay. What I would say was like, why is there this symptom in like
About to
newer
get
video games,
beamed.
especially
About
with
to
shit
get
that's just
beamed.
brokenly stupid, like powerful, and then you have a whole community upright, like basically saying, why the fuck is this in the game? Why did you do this? How do you fuck this up this
Is the guy in the
badly?
tanks? At the tanks?
The main thing I can think of is like,
That sounds
I'd
good
probably
fun, shit.
say a lot of fighting games have this syndrome where it's just like, why the fuck?
He's going around
Why
the
is this
block.
in the game? There's no reason for this to exist. Yeah, I think you're just trying to make everyone mad.
Could
Um,
you
Dev team is frequently on
could you be
crack.
more specific, or
Yes, I can be absolutely specific.
Did you?
Fucking, I would say Rainbow Six Siege when Finka came out.
Hell,
Why the fuck?
aw.
Who said that was okay? You're gonna completely fucking give this
Dang,
character and their entire team something that's completely ridiculous. And the same thing with Alibi. So I'll elaborate here. Finka, what she could do was boost your health by 20 and cut your recoil to where it was basically 0. And then what Alibi did was she threw out decoys that
Still
looked
does.
like. Yes, I fucking know. I'm saying when Finka came out, basically this is how I looked at it. You're punishing good players for having to learn recoil patterns. You're basically telling the people that have played the game in the past year, hey, you don't need to learn how to shoot that gun. You get this one fucking Bilo-Russian bitch presses one button, and the game just aims for you.
It's probably because
This-
people will
this-
still fucking play it and still buy it.
I know, but I'm just saying, this is supposedly a skill-based tactical shooting game, right? Then why are you making it so brain dead? It doesn't make any sense. I'm not saying to go all hardcore and turn it into a miniature armor, but you're basically patronizing your player base by saying, "Oh yeah, it's cool. Just give them something that's the most brain dead shit ever." And then Alibi punished players for having good reflexes. You're gonna punish people in a video game for having good reflexes for something that's really hard to build up, that takes years or months of practice to learn to do in a video game.
Oh,
Not to
they fucking
mention
other
lag
guy
spikes
trench.
and a bunch of other shit where you have to lead your bullets and stuff like that. But then you're basically just gonna say,
Yo, I thought
"Oh,
you were talking.
let's just punish
I thought-
players that clearly
I thought you were
know
talking
what the
to the
fuck
guy
they're
at the
doing
trenches.
at a base level in a first-person shooter game,"
Damn.
and then expect no
Oh,
complaints.
fuck.
I don't get that shit. I really don't.
Yo, car ram raw. I'm gonna put my penis
And then you
so
give her a
far in
weapon
your
that has
throat.
no fucking recoil.
Like I said, it's because people will still play it.
Yeah.
But that's such a defeatist
you don't earn
narrative.
that
Though.
right yet, bitch.
Like, oh, people will just do it anyway.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Okay.
They will.
I'm gonna
Really
tease
change
you
You're gonna-
with my fingers
You're
in your
gonna
asshole, make
hold
you
it
call
so
daddy.
that the developer should actually have to fucking grow a brain. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? To actually
Pe-
have a game that's responsive.
People
That'd
will
be-
do that though. They'll
Yeah,
bitch, but
his
they'll
buddy's
keep
downstairs.
playing it.
Let's let him off.
I guess there just shouldn't be that whole dichotomy where it's just like, oh, but we made
Where
the
is he, Hank?
game, so
Right there, Hank.
dude.
Exactly.
It's like
One
when
dude-
Fallout 76 came out. I knew it was going to be a
Nah,
garbage
really.
game, and I still wanted it because how much I love freaking Bethesda. And that's what a lot of people did. That's what a lot of people who bought the game did. They're like, yeah, I knew it was going to suck, but I still wanted to play it.
Yeah, but
I'm a conformist consumer, but you know.
What the thing
Frick it.
is, they would make more money if the game wasn't ass. Isn't that the whole point of having
No,
a
'cause
No,
company?
of
people will
course they
buy
would.
in no
And
matter what.
But you'd
they
make
did
more
it,
money
like,
if you just made it a good product. Isn't that the whole point of
Yeah,
Yeah,
capitalism?
but that takes
people who
more.
complain about it
Of
have
course,
That
already
takes
it's
made
like
more.
it.
Nuka
That
Cola-
takes more
It
effort
was
though.
like
How old are you?
But
it
they're
was like when
fucking
Nuka Cola
Bethesda.
Dark Rum came out. Like they made the Nuka
Hey.
Cola Dark Rum product after 76
Hey.
came out, and they
Hey,
falsely advertised it. They said it
Hey.
would come in
let me spray paint you.
one of the rocket bottles. The labeling would be different, the cap would be
Dude,
different, blah
what the
blah.
fuck?
And then it came out, and everyone hated it because it was a boring bottle, and all they did was slap a Nuka Cola Dark Rum sticker on it. People still bought it for
Yeah,
like
but they-
$75 a bottle, and
But-
rum is the cheapest liquor.
But in the
Make it
end,
solid red.
if they just made a good product, they would have still made more money, and
No, we're
people
not
would
done.
No,
have
I
been
I
Solid
happy.
red,
get
solid red.
that, but
So-
they're gonna be lazy.
Whoa,
and they're not gonna do that.
whoa. Hold on.
To put less money in
Hold
it.
on a
The
minute.
market
in their
works
product,
as it is. There was no incentive for them to change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, there is. You'd make more money.
They don't care. They're making enough money as is.
He wants to smoke me the sniper in the trenches.
I'd say that.
Just too fast. for
See,
his
but
eyes.
Smart.
Bethesda hasn't been good since Morrowind.
Yeah, but
Wouldn't
I'm
say
just
that.
saying there's really no incentive just to be
Fuck these kids.
top. Like, you're a AAA company. You should be able to make something good and literally
They're a AAA
experience
company.
no
There's no
net
drive.
loss.
There's no need for them to. People will buy it up anyway. I mean, you know how crap the new Pokemon game is. People still bought into it.
Yeah, because they're fucking idiots. But you shouldn't
Yeah.
have to appeal to idiots. Why would you
But
appeal to idiots when you could
That's
appeal
what
to
the
everyone?
market is.
Me and Eddie
Yeah, the
versus
market's
world.
fucking retarded.
Exactly. But what are
You
you
don't
gonna
Mm,
do?
yeah.
need to be retarded. You could literally make it not, and everything
Yeah, I
would be
fucking
good.
knew it. God damn it. Second
Literally
floor, top
everything.
courtyard.
And no, you gotta make it brain dead
No, he's
for
watching, he's
some
watching.
fucking reason.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
That's
what?
kind of stupid as shit, right? That's not really a good way of doing things objectively.
It's not.
Oh my god.
That's the way it is. But now
He didn't
I'm gonna
see
pass
you
the mic to
shooting.
Asher. I'm gonna pass the mantle to Asher.
Hank, you gotta carry
Oh
it,
man,
bro.
I think that I don't know. I think what
So
Luke's
you're
talking
gonna
about
fuck
has
them
some
up.
merit. I think that it's stupid that things go like that, but what are you gonna do?
Hey,
What is
I
I'm
think
that
saying
shit?
because
It's
it doesn't
stupid.
have
Say
to.
welcome to
There's
the
no
club,
reason why it has to be that way.
Yeah.
There literally isn't any justification
Yeah.
that one could present
Ah,
to make that seem rational to do. There isn't any.
Yeah.
It's almost
Anyway,
like money makes
covering
people
clip.
stupid.
As you were talking about earlier, Devin, like the whole weed thing,
Weed.
you know.
Somebody say weed.
Guy in the
I think,
upstairs
I think
window.
it has some benefits.
across the
I mean,
corridor.
where I work at Safeway because I started while I was
I got
17.
somebody.
Wait, hold on. When did we start talking about weed?
I just did because Devin
The action?
passed the mic to me. I don't know. I think there's because we sell weed at Safeway to a degree.
Alright.
Do
It's
you?
certain.
Safeway
Yeah.
sells weed now?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really
I
interesting.
saw it last time I was
I
over
bodied that guy right there. Look
Where
at
the
that
fuck have
sad
I
body.
been?
I know. Well, you've been
In
in
this-
boot camp.
there. In the
What-
city,
hold on,
hold on.
they
When
don't
did
do it up here yet.
Yeah, my
So
Safeway sells weed.
when we were
Yeah.
gone, Safeway started selling weed.
Bro, we left at like the worst possible time.
Yeah, but you still have to be 21
Oh my
to
god,
buy it.
shotgun, dude.
It's true.
He's in the right when you go in.
No, they
Oh, he's
do
in a
though.
body the
It's
whole
kind of
team.
interesting.
Hank, this is all
I think
you.
that it definitely has some,
Hank's
you
winning
know,
with a sniper.
why it should be illegal, and I think that it's kind of cool.
Natural
Watch out for the C4 on the roof.
I mean,
Or whatever the fuck.
anxiety and all that.
Oh my, he's to the
When you
right,
look
to
at
the
cases,
right.
People like, oh, I've got anxiety.
He's
I
to the
need
right
my
with a
weed.
shotty.
I need to spend 2/3 of my paycheck on weed.
That's my fucking stepbrother, dude.
He was in
Yeah.
the
Dude,
right.
Skylar,
Defuse it.
freaking, oh my god.
I don't know, I think it's
Separately,
interesting that
yeah.
we're finally, like, as a race, you know, accepting that there are,
Oh! Oh!
you know, chemicals that are beneficial to humans,
Was that Hank?
just under
Was
the
that
right
Hank?
conditions, you know. So if you're not abusing them,
Who defused that?
Well,
I
yeah.
don't know, man.
Damn it.
The problem with legalizing
Oh my
weed,
God.
I feel like, at least in California, is now, probably in a couple decades, the whole market's going to be controlled by like 2 or 3 companies.
oh yeah, no, it's totally gonna get monopolized.
Hey, back out,
No
Eddie.
doubt about it.
Every
Alright,
time
I'm
I
gonna go
drive
grab a
into
chow to go. I'm gonna go grab my
the
uniform.
city for like,
It's like, okay.
if I take a certain route, if I go through part of the city instead of just getting off the freeway and going straight to work, if I have to drive through part of the city, more than half of the billboards I see are for cannabis companies. And I'm like, dude, shut up. Like, one of them's called the Perfect Union, and it's the most annoying garbage I've ever seen. Like, don't get me
Smoking
wrong,
that
freaking,
weed.
I'm glad it's like people are legalizing it a little bit. I wish they legalized it in more places. When my grandfather was alive and he was freaking sick, he needed that because he wouldn't eat. And like for a lot of medical uses, like you give it to them so they can freaking eat, so they get hungry and stuff. Like he had no appetite, and they didn't. And like, cool, well, garbo, but now we're legalizing it in certain places just so young, stupid SoundCloud rappers and frickin' who else ever in Colorado can go to the shop and frickin'
Hey,
Colorado's.
yeah.
smoke weed.
Hey,
Colorado is legalizing shrooms, dude. Weeds, don't get me wrong, I'll frickin' smoke, but the other night I ordered a pound of cereal marshmallows. I'm not even kidding. Like it'll mess you up. It's really retarded.
Would you rather have
I've
a
been
hungry
really
father or an
retarded.
angry father, though?
Hungry all the way.
Yeah, a hungry father or an angry father? I don't know.
What?
I mean,
What does that mean?
a drunkard or a weed smoker?
Oh,
I'd rather be hungry than angry all the time.
Well,
Well-
I'm already angry all the time. Like, that's how it is.
yeah.
I mean, if you need drugs to like control your emotions, it's kind of pathetic.
Well, yeah.
That's pathetic. Yeah. I'm not saying he needed it for his anger issues. I'm saying he needed it to eat.
Well, no shit. Yeah, I'm not talking about
Yeah.
that. Just talking about these people who fucking they like can't function without it.
Yeah.
That was like my
weed.
ex, dude.
Yeah, people need to
You're
well,
serious?
issue like cleaning up or not.
Yeah, she'd
Like, bro,
fucking.
I need weed. I need to smoke. It's not an addiction. I just, blow my paycheck on it.
She'd go into every shift, fucking blaze, dude. She's like, I don't think anyone noticed. I'm like, dude, I can tell you were high as fuck.
I'll go
It's
into
like-
work sometimes high, but only like at a certain degree. I don't like to go in freaking stoned because I don't like seeming like a retard to everybody I work with and our customers.
Yeah, well,
Plus, I don't need that. No one freaking needs that. If you need, like, I get it with like prescription stuff. If you have an issue, yeah, take your.
Well, they
shit,
hand
but,
out
like,
prescriptions really easy, though.
Well,
Yeah,
that-
that's
so-
you could buy a green card online for $30. So 18-year-olds could go into a fucking dispensary, and all they have to do is say on the internet, "I'm sad, I need green card," and then pay $30, and then they can go into dispensaries, and then sell it to all their high school friends or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
But
It's
the
literally
invisible
how
hand,
easy it is to get it.
but like, well, yeah, that's like the problem is like, oh, now we're gonna go back to like money and like making it and fucking telling people to fuck off, basically. Like that's just how shit is. It's fucking pathetic, and we can absolutely change it, but no one wants to.
Marshmallow just blew a ring.
And shit's just more discouraging than encouraging to try to change shit. So yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't
But,
know. Sometimes weed is like the coolest thing, and sometimes like it just depends on who's using it and how they're using it.
Yeah,
and why
just
they're
use
using it.
everything responsibly. Anyone can do.
Yeah. It's
It's
same
not-
with alcohol. Like if you're freaking abusing it like a bitch, then everyone hates you, and then everyone hates alcohol.
Okay, I don't. Asher, were you inebriated? No, you weren't. Okay, because we were in the Korean grill, and you were like fully sober, right?
I was
Oh,
sobered
yeah.
up. Yeah, at that point. Yes.
Okay. I don't think you heard this, but like when Frederick like left, I think he went to the bathroom. One of his like girlfriend's friends, who's a total fucking drunk around our age, was like texting her and be like, "Yo, we should like go out." And it's just like, if you're a drunkard by the age of 18, you have a fucking problem and you need help.
Wait,
There's
No.
no other way to word that,
who are we talking about? Wait,
So-
No,
who
don't say
who
names, don't
messaged
say names.
what?
dude.
We're not saying
I
names.
wish you would listen, okay? Anyways, it was someone who's around our age that was drunk texting her at like 9 p.m. to go out with him. Okay, do you have that? Did you hear that?
Oh, like right in front of Frederick.
Not in front of Frederick. Frederick left the room because
Oh,
Zoe was like trying to give her advice, and I just told Chloe, "Yo, here's what you got to say, okay? I already have a boyfriend. Get off the fucking beer, and maybe you'll find someone."
Yeah,
That's what
I have
would
a-
say. Seriously, that's
I have
fucking
a friend,
pathetic.
and her brother is schizophrenic and an alcoholic, and he drinks Sky vodka like it's water. And it's
Hell
unfortunate
yeah.
because he's a hella cool guy, but like you'll talk to him sometimes, and you can't tell if it's the schizophrenia or the booze talking, and it's like, dude, like calm down.
Yeah, they're just.
Well, it's a
just having
whole other,
problems.
it's a whole other story. That was me before boot, dude. I drank every night. Then like during the day on the weekends,
And also smoke a lot.
it was bad. Yeah, I've actually kind of cut down on the tobacco usage, but I fucking hardly drink
Yeah,
these
'cause the
days.
thing-
Tobacco.
Yeah, I would argue that I'd
Wacky
rather have
tobacco.
someone that smokes a lot than someone who's a drunk. I'd absolutely fucking take the smoker over.
What kind of
I could
smoker?
beat up a smoker,
Like,
opposed
you know, like
to a booze swinger.
cigarettes, or someone who actually has to vape in order to get off cigarettes. That's like
Um,
a lot
That's
better.
what my brother's doing.
Yeah, that's like, well, first of all, there's an aspect of positivity to it because you know he's trying to not.
Yeah.
He's doing the exact opposite of what these people are doing. He's in two ways. One, he's consciously doing it, okay, and secondly, he's doing it for the better. These other people that I've mentioned, right? The direct example that I gave and the theoretical, you know, someone who's a drunkard all the time, right? They're unconsciously fucking up their faculties. So in almost every single sense of the term. So I'd rather have the smoker who's trying to
Where's
get
my
down.
jewel?
Yeah,
what?
but that's annoying in itself too. And if you're 15, by the way,
Bro,
and
where's
you're
my
drooling,
jewel?
you're fucking sad. You're just sad.
Yeah, that's why I tell these people who are like, yeah, dude, I think I'm gonna try dip, or I think I'm gonna try cigarettes or vaping. It's like, bro, just fucking don't pick up the habit.
Yeah.
You know
Why
what I
did
mean?
you do it then, you idiot?
Or at
Because I
least-
was dumb.
Yeah, or at least wait until you know for a fact, objectively, that you can't sabotage your development. That's why I'm waiting till I'm 24.
Yeah.
To do any of this shit. First of all, I see no reason in doing it. Secondly, if I did do it, I'd probably just be like sad after the fact. And thirdly, I've seen what it
Like
does to people.
masturbating.
It
There's
is.
like, yeah, there's like no reason to have to do that at that age. Most of the time, this is something, and most of the time, especially at our high school, dude, these are upper class people with like yuppie fucking parents. Go talk to your fucking software engineer dad and tell him, I want to see a fucking therapist. Don't be retarded. Thank you. That's it. That's
Well, I don't know. When I was
fucking
in high
simple.
school, my therapist was cool and I needed her for a minute, but it got to the point where like my senior year of high school, like anytime I was just mildly frustrated, my mom would be like, "You need to see your therapist. Like, we'll hook you up with a new therapist." Or like anytime like I was frustrated about work and I was venting to her for a minute, she's like, "You should call a therapist." I'm like, "Stop. I'm not mentally ill. I'm just angry at the moment. And I'm not smoking cigarette. Like, you're lucky I'm not doing drugs." And that's what she thinks is going to happen. Like, a lot of parents get so paranoid that you tell them something's going on and they're like, "You're going to try drugs." I was literally telling Devin earlier today, like, he was making fun of, what were you saying about the bathroom and like moms freaking freaking
Oh,
out.
wait.
My mom used to freak out when I was in the bathroom for too long, or because I used to pee a
I
lot,
got a
like I
picture.
had a small bladder. My mom used to think I was doing drugs in the bathroom in her house
Oh,
or
doing
something.
when she
She thought I
said
was,
doing
like,
other
trying to
things,
scare me.
I thought she meant like fucking busting a nut or something.
No, why would I do that in the bathroom? I'm not a guy. I just
I don't fucking know.
no,
No, this is the picture
no.
I
But
sent
freaking
though.
like she thought I was doing drugs.
This is the picture I sent. My teenage son has been going to the bathroom without my permission. How do I
Yeah.
punish this behavior?
Fucking hell, man.
That's another thing. If I could
It's
please
like, do you
change
live
the
in a
topic for a quick
do you live in a
second.
fucking
If
prison?
you're a parent using Quora and you're posting dumbass questions like that, you should give your kid away. Like, stop. Like, chances are your kid's probably doing fine and you're being an idiot. I get those stupid notifications from Quora all the time, and like
Yeah, same.
sometimes I'll actually go through the feed and I'll read some of it, and some of it's useful. Like, some of it is teenagers seeking somewhat professional advice instead of going on like freaking Yahoo Answers. They're going on Quora because they're like, "Hey, I need an actual verified adult to tell me what to do in this situation. I think what I'm doing is right, but my parents think otherwise, or this or that." Some of these questions are really important, and then some of the stuff I see, I can't tell if it's trolling or if it's like, dude, you're genuinely that
It's hard to
stupid, you
tell
have a
because
kid.
it's like the most like pseudo intellectual website that fucking
Oh, yeah.
I've probably been on, and it's like some of the people on there are fucking like so out of touch with reality, you just can't tell sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like Reddit, but like a little.
Worse.
It's
Worse.
yeah, basically it's like Reddit on like like with a mild dose of steroids. Because Reddit's equally
No.
like pseudo intelligent and like pretentious as fuck.
I am the Redditor. That's what alcohol does, yo. It turns you into the
Redditor has arrived.
The Redditor
love
has
it.
arrived.
I'm the fucking Redditor. You better fucking respect it.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy literally cracks me up at work. Like, I like him. He's a fine guy and all, but he gets too drunk and you just want to like punch him in the face.
Yeah, for
He's
sure.
just like kind of one of those pathetic human beings, but like sometimes he's cool and sometimes he's just like, dude, you need to shut up.
So what's the deal with hydro flasks?
You drink out of one, you idiot.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
They just are pretty good at insulating, I guess, right? To keep things fairly the same temperature for a pretty long time, right?
Yeah, they're really great at that. So I don't know why people are like, "Oh, you're a basic bitch for having a hydro flask." It's like,
Dude,
You
literally,
called me a basic
literally,
bitch for having a hydro flask.
literally, no one
Are you
cares
kidding me?
if you own a fucking water bottle.
yeah, but I was joking. But is that like true? Do basic bitches just carry around hydro flasks?
Visco girls do.
Some of them
So
do.
what is a visco girl? What is that? Like
Basically,
It's
a
it's
glorified
a
basic
photo app.
bitch.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
new
so
like
this is a
it's
visco
80s
girl.
culture.
This is a
80s
visco
culture?
girl.
80s
And I
culture mixed into it.
recycling
Yeah.
old
scrunchies,
all we do.
hydro flasks, save the straws, metal straws, save the turtles, metal straws, blah blah.
Save the turtles.
Scrunchies.
Oh, you know what?
Scrunchies.
Scrunchies are dumb
Scrunchy.
to the loofah.
I didn't know what a hydro flask was until I moved out here. And
Dude.
then I got here and everybody at my high school like had one and I was like, what is this? And
Yeah.
everyone had stickers on them and then I got one. I was like, wow, it keeps it cool. That's kind of
It does.
nice. But
It
like
actually works really
everyone
well.
has one out here.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have them back east or another place. I don't know if there's like regional popularity, but
It probably
everyone
is. I mean,
up here has one.
California is
I
basically
know
the
Colorado
center of the
has
world.
one. They use like Yeti. That's popular in Colorado.
Yeah.
Colorado's kind of just
No, but I would
legalize
I would
everything.
go on Visco. Or no, more like Luke would go on Visco and he'd like siphon these images to me of like bitches from our school posting like the sluttiest pictures you
Yeah,
can
it was just like,
imagine,
what-
basically.
It's like performative, like hyper femininity.
Yeah, and it's like,
What
okay,
the fuck is happening?
oh, this the
Like, why do you need a secret space to be promiscuous? Like, it's kind of weird.
like he'd find some like random chick in our class. I'm like, oh, there's a bunch of pictures of her ass on here. That's cool, I guess.
It's like, why are you being a secretive thought? It makes no sense.
Because you want the that's exterior image is very important to them, I would
Yeah, but if
imagine.
it's private, then what's the? You know what I mean, though?
Right.
That's what I think.
For
is
all
kinda
her
strange.
chads.
Oh, let
You know,
them do their
my
own thing. Nobody gives a shit.
My ex told me something interesting once about his ex.
Yeah.
He was like, this cool
Oh.
thing that me and my ex did was like we'd put stuff on Snapchat. We'd put stuff in our My Eyes Only section. You know what that is on Snapchat, right? It's password protected and it's only on your account. So they'd like put stuff on their My Eyes Only, and then they'd give each other their like Snapchat info just so they could look at their My Eyes Only section.
Right.
Why not just send it?
Yeah, I'm like, why not just send it at that point? Like that's that just sounds like
Yeah.
sending it both extra steps.
Did you know those couples that like go through each other's phones?
Yeah,
Oh my
that's.
It's like
No, I need to tell you guys about this friend of mine that's in an extremely abusive relationship. Not even in a relationship with this chick anymore. So I used to be best friends with this girl back in like middle school or whatever. And then I moved, and she actually moved to California too. And when I got back on social media like a year ago, I got in touch with her and I talked to her a little bit. She's like, yeah, I'm dating this guy, and I used to be friends with her or with the guy or whatever. So let's call this guy Steven and this chick Michaela. All right.
those
So
are queer
Steven and
names.
I-
Is it one of those weird spellings of Michaela?
I don't care. Yeah, sure, whatever. It's not their real names, but so I stopped talking to Michaela because I don't like her anymore. But I talked to Steven because he's
Fuck
an
that bitch,
alright
Michaela.
guy. Fuck Michaela. But so they broke up after like 3 years or something. And she was telling me, she's like, oh, we're gonna get married, blah blah. And then she dumped him for another guy. They did it for like 2 months or whatever. And my friend Steven is still like helplessly in love with her. I'm like, dude, you gotta get over it, blah blah blah. And then he starts telling me about their relationship. This chick hits him, not even shitting you. She hits him. She still, even though they're not dating anymore, she still looks through his phone. She made him unfriend like
What?
all of his
Why?
old female friends. And I'm like, you need to just change your password. He's like, I'm thinking maybe if she trusts me, she'll like me again. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is awful. You can't do this to
Simp
yourself,
ass,
dude.
simp ass
moment.
motherfucker.
Yeah, there's that
I
going
feel bad
on.
for him because he's such like a cool freaking guy, and I'm like, you need to not
You
associate.
you
with
need to
this chick
haze him.
anymore. She's horrible for you.
You need to haze him.
I really do. I'm like, dude, why are you letting?
Is
And
this
she's
still
like,
going on?
she's apparently a huge soup. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's a
that's
huge
the-
super slut, and she'll
Super
sleep
slut?
around with guys. Yeah,
Jesus
she'll
Christ.
hang, she'll sleep around with guys. And
Mega
she'll
thought.
send like pictures. She'll send pictures of her hickeys to Steven to get
Okay.
him
Yeah,
like
fucking-
jealous.
Oh my
It's
god.
And
like
then
cuckold.
whenever she thinks that he's sleeping around with someone else, even though he never has, I don't think, like since they broke up, even
Right.
though she thinks he's sleeping with other guys, she will flip out and make him seem like the biggest dick. This dude still pays for plane tickets across the country just to visit her, even though they're not dating.
Bruh.
It
What
is
the
it's
fuck?
horrible.
What is
I'm like,
wrong with this individual? That's what I'd like to ask.
he's just like
Okay.
he really loves her. I'm like, dude, I get that. I really do, but you need to not like you don't deserve that kind of
It's
fucking
like
treatment.
Stockholm
tell him that all
syndrome
the
right
time.
there.
And I feel so bad for him. I'm like, I don't know what's going on in his head that he really freaking. It sucks. It does.
Nah, dude, we all know that we just need to take the advice of our local 15-year-old Juul user and just listen to XXX and everything will somehow.
I
be
mean,
better.
that's better.
Bart
It's.
Simpson edits.
I feel like
certainly better.
that's better.
Yes.
Yeah, that's better. Just like stop talking to her, listen to fucking like sad Bart Simpson fucking remix of fucking X, and
Or, like,
fucking hit your
VHS
and
edit,
hit your Jewel. Like that's way better
Yeah.
than what he's doing.
But
You
then
know what I
if
mean?
obviously you want to move past that, if that's a stepping stone,
Like
you have
that's
to take,
that's
cool,
fucking
but, like,
ridiculous. On the topic of that, dude, there's one dude. So fucking
Nez?
goddamn
Okay.
yeah, this kid Nez. So
oh,
he's
fuck. Here we go.
I'm an Alpha company down here in 29
Hey,
Palms.
let's be careful with names though.
Oh, we'll call him
Gonna-
We'll call him
It's
Nose.
Ned.
We'll call
We
him
all know
Nose.
it's Ned.
French.
We'll call him Nose.
Yeah, Nose.
Nobody knows any of these people.
We already said his name. It doesn't matter.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
just say
it's
Ned.
over. Okay. So this kid, all right.
He can sue.
So I'm in Alpha company in 29 Palms. He's in Bravo company, right? But I go to the Bravo barracks all the time because some of my friends are down there. I fucking hang out with them. And basically the difference is I fix radios and they use radios. So anyway, so fucking he's in a relationship with this chick, right? And his girlfriend wants to have a three-way relationship with another chick, but he doesn't want that. And instead of
With another chick?
yeah, she wants a three-way relationship with her, him, and another chick.
That's not as bad as her, him, and another guy.
Right,
Yeah.
right, but
yeah.
but
yes.
so
Hear him
he
out, hear him out.
he doesn't want this. So he's been like flirting with this like woman. He's been flirting with this female marine to like make his girlfriend jealous instead of communicating with her. And he always asks. He'll be talking to his girlfriend. He'll be like with me and my two friends, and he'll ask like, "Oh, hey babe, what do you think of John? Do you think he's hot? What do you think of Bob? Do you think he's hot?"
So
And it's
he's
like,
the bad girlfriend.
it's like what?
He's the bad girlfriend.
He's like, my girlfriend thinks you're. He's like talks to me. He's like, my girlfriend thinks you're pretty hot for a white guy. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm like, what the fuck is your problem, dude?
Eat short.
And down on this base out here, there's a lot of Royal Marines, British Marines,
Oh, fuck.
and like
I love
this,
this.
he just makes me want to blow my brains out sometimes. So like, there's this, we're in this smoke pit outside of this place where a lot of Royal Marines hang out, and I'm just smoking. We're chewing the fat, me and two of my friends and this kid Nez fucking knows. And this Royal Marine comes up and he's like, excuse me, mate, sorry to bother, but could I have a smoke, please? I'm like, yeah, sure, man. And I give him one. And he's just standing right there, and he's like, cheers, mate. And he's like a foot away from Nez. And Nez is on speaker with the phone with his girlfriend. And he's like, hey, babe. Yeah, babe, there's a British guy over here. Yeah, I think he's a Royal Marine or something. I'm like, dude, how fucking socially inept are you?
Siri.
God
Because you
damn.
have to. What everyone has to realize is that a Royal Marine is worth like at least 6 U.S. Marines, like in every way, right? Like in training, and you know what I mean. Like their
Yeah,
boot
they're
is
like a
lot longer.
proper special force.
Yeah, the Marines are really not, and like it's kind
It's
of
more. We're more of a general
it's a branch.
infantry.
It's a branch.
Yeah.
That's why.
I mean,
You guys are
there's
just-
it's. There's a
Originally,
knock on my door. Give me a minute.
Oh.
You can keep
Originally,
talking though.
Mute your mic.
Yeah, originally Marines were, and they still are. They're just specialized in amphibious assault. That's pretty much it, right? You send them in. That's what they're meant for. And fucking now they're kind of. It's weird. I don't know exactly because if an entire branch cannot be classified as special forces, right? There's no fucking way. It's too
Well,
easy to get
there's
in.
like 100,000 of us compared to like 8,000 of them.
I think
Their boot camp. Their boot.
200,000 Marines.
Their boot camp's like 8 months long
Yeah.
compared to ours, which is like 3 months. But it's more the fact that like, just like the fucking social ineptitude. Like, if it were anybody who like came up, he's like, "Yo, could I have a smoke, man?" And this dude goes like, "Yeah, babe, there's some guy over here." Like, well, he's a foot away. It's like, dog, come on.
Yeah, it's like 200,000. It's like 200,000. Yeah.
Ah, God.
Yeah, like
Oh, you know what?
200,000.
And speaking on that, my ex, fucking. So we would always, I would always give her the business at her friend's apartment because neither of us had a place to do that, and her friend was always out.
Give
He
her
was
the business.
he was a bus driver, right? And so he was always out working overtime and shit. He worked like 100 hours a week, and so we'd just fucking do our thing at his. Look, I'm about to sneeze. Can do it. So we just do our thing at his apartment. What? God damn it. Okay. So we do our thing at his apartment, right? And this guy, his girlfriend was dating some dude that was married, and they were all fine with this arrangement.
Okay, I have one thing to say, and it's not the typical, oh, that's bad. Okay, there's a rule that exists in sociology, okay, and it's one of the rules that I believe make the most sense. It is called the rule of fourths. And if you guys give me a minute to get out my textbook, it has to deal
Oh
with this
shit, he's
concept
bringing
of,
up the
like,
textbook.
It has to deal with this concept of like romantic leftovers. So
Right.
basically, romantic circles should not operate to the degree of 4. And if I can find the exact page with the definition in here, and this is Dalton Conley, so
Everybody gangsta until the intellectual pulls out the textbook.
I'm not an intellectual. I'm quoting other people,
Fine pseudo intellectual pulls out the textbook.
as
Right,
if you are
right.
not also one.
I am.
anyways.
I am a retard. I admit it.
Shut up.
Where the fuck is it? I have to find it, but like essentially the assertion is you don't want in romantic circles in the 4th place. So if I can find it's like it's pretty hard to put in simple words. Okay, here it is. So it's, and this is particularly with teenagers. You have to keep that in mind. So they found lots of examples of like like a group of 3 people where like people kind of like change. So like a romantic group of like consisting of 3. So for example, 1 girl and 2 guys. Girl breaks up with one guy, dates the other. Shit like that, right? So that happens.
Right.
That's not inconsistent with but the main rule that seemed to govern these relationship cycles, which means you do not date the ex of your ex's current boyfriend or girlfriend. You see how there's 4 people in between? And how you can look at it too is that there's like 2 groups, so like an ex and an ex of
Your ex.
Like, I'm fucking. I have to take a minute to think about that.
Okay, I'll
The ex
restate it.
of your ex's current boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yes, so you see how there's 4 things that lead up to what's going on.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll re-say it, okay? You do not date the ex of your ex's current boyfriend. So you see how there's 4 things there.
Okay.
You know what he's saying, right?
No.
Let's say your ex is dating some chick. You don't. let's say your ex.
You don't
want
wanna
to
date that chick's
You don't date that. You don't
Ex.
date that guy's ex chick.
You don't
Oh,
want
right.
to date the ex of an ex of an ex. Essentially,
Why
I
not?
think that's what it's getting at. Because I think hold on.
Revenge. Unhealthy.
Yes,
That's just revenge at that point.
I figured.
Is it?
But like,
Yeah.
hold on a
I see what
second.
you
So
mean.
they give a more direct example. Okay, so like, and this one uses names. Okay, so how about this? There's 4 people here. It's always a group of 4 people. Okay.
Right.
So let's say Matt and Jennifer are dating. That's a dyad. That's 2 groups. That's a group of 2 people, right? That's the most intimate form of social relation that you can think of. It's just you and someone else, okay? And then, particularly in a romantic aspect. And then the second group of people is, they say Jereme, but I'm going to say Jerome because Jerome is like just a superior name. So you got Matt and Jennifer dating, and you have Jerome and Maya, okay? So that's
Right.
2 groups, 2 couples, okay? So 2 groups of 2 people each. So, and then after that, if you have Jennifer and Jerome dating, it will now say that Maya and Matt will now never date. It just doesn't happen.
All right.
That's what these
I
like
see.
guys got from the data. It's like a rule apparently. And essentially what it's suggesting is that you're just the fucking leftover. You're the residue that people are scraping the bottom of the fucking grill and reappropriating essentially. That's like the connotation.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
can
it is.
see that.
So
Sloppy seconds.
yeah,
Yeah,
essentially,
exactly.
yeah. So, but like that's like the main most acceptable kind of like weird taboo that exists, particularly in like teenage. I would say immature relationships because your brain isn't fully formed unless you're 24. We have a huge fucking childhood period if you want to get technical. But for some reason that it's like a unconscious or like actual that you don't operate under the rules or in terms of actually like knowing each other and shit like that.
Yeah, sure.
It's kind of weird. And what's weird about like what you just said, Kevin, is that there's none of that shit in between these people. They're just straight up saying, yeah, we're basically having a fucked up like indirect foursome going on here with one
Right.
person not knowing it. So if we kind of like extend what I just said and apply it to that, that's even more. That's like even more fucked up than this, which is supposedly, you don't do this. So if you do that without the fucking idea, these people aren't into each other anymore. Instead, you extend that to actually having, yes, one person will get fucked over by this directly, then that's just a fucking mess.
For sure.
Nothing good is going to come from that.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and pass the mic to Lucy now.
Yeah, you can do that.
Why?
That's what I'm saying.
Why not?
Everyone else has gotten.
Pass the mic.
What's on your mind?
I don't know. I've been thinking about not to talk about myself, but I think a lot about how like I'm a jack of all trades type of person, and it applies to so many aspects of my life. Like it's not just like, oh, I like all types of music, because I think there's different types of jacks of all trades. I think there's the person that likes to do everything. There's the person that likes listening to all sorts of things. Like everybody's got their kind of thing. I feel like everyone is somewhat of a jack of all trade unless you're basic.
Basic
Not to say that
bitch.
like there are stereotypes of certain people. Like people that listen to country music will freaking wear belt buckles and cowboy boots, That's the stereotype of that. But like
It's true here.
I feel like everyone's got their thing. Like everyone has a certain stereotype, but they also like other stuff in between, and that's what I like a lot about people. Like I tend to steer more towards jacks of all trades because I like when people keep up with me on that sort of thing. And so like there will be like phases. Luke.
I like that meme.
There will be like music stages. I just go. Yes, I see it. That I just like go through. It's like in my room, there's always freaking music videos going on unless I'm like watching actual TV. But like sometimes I can't focus on like an actual episode of something, so I just always have like music in the background.
Right.
I'm like sitting here looking at the Queens of the Stone Age music video that was happening and thinking about like when I first got obsessed with them or something. I don't know. It pisses me off because I was always a jack of all trades, I think, and especially for a lot of my life, I feel like I wasn't like people always told me I copied off of my brother. Like my brother liked vanilla ice cream growing up, so when he ordered vanilla ice cream and I ordered vanilla ice cream at a restaurant, my parents would say, no, you can't have that because you're just copying off your brother. And I'm like, no, I want to try this new thing. And they were so like back and forth on it. They were like, oh, you need to try new things. But if my brother was doing it, they always thought I was trying to copy off of him, and he would like accuse me of copying him, and they would take his side. So I couldn't try so many things
care
for so
though?
long. My parents do. So
Why would
for so
they
long,
care?
I don't know, Devin. I don't do freaking psych analysis on them.
Maybe you should.
So until like middle school, high school, when I first started like discovering shit, like it all came to me so quickly that I just ended up fucking liking everything, and that affected the way I chose like college and stuff, because for a while I wanted to do mechanics, and then I realized, hey, I don't like math that much. Am I okay at it? Yeah, of course. But do I want to be doing it as part of my career forever? No. So like sophomore year, I discovered, hey, I don't want to be a car mechanic anymore. My parents were like, you change your mind every 10 seconds. I'm like, cool, well, I'm growing.
I fucking
And
suck
then
at math.
Yeah, well,
Eddie?
whatever.
You already did
But-
my
That's the
mic.
main
then
part
I
of my
wanted to own a-
job.
Then I wanted to own a freaking
You already slammed my
bar
fucking chow.
or a pub, and I told him that, and I was like, yeah, I kind of want to go to like school
What?
for like
What?
my business degree or something, and own
What
a
the-
bar. And then I realized as
Holy
I grew
fuck.
up again, like, hey, that's not something that's smart. I don't have money to buy a bar. Like, I can't just go into that. That's something like you go into after you get money
I
from
don't know.
your
I can
job.
make you for you.
Kitchen nightmares.
And then I decided, hey, I really like psychology, and I want to study criminals and study
How's it
criminology
feel
and
to
do
turn?
something in that department or forensics or whatever. And they were like, oh, that sounds great. And then I realized, I don't want to deal with all those messed up people
Dude,
and
chow's
possibly
involved.
something happening to me. This whole time, I like writing and I
Alright,
like
the bowl
cameras, and that was such an underlying
Yo,
aspect of my
Bandana
life.
Bruce
And when I was
won.
growing up, that's what I wanted to be, was a writer. And everyone was like, oh, you're good at writing. So when I finally told
Have you
my
guys ever
parents,
seen
like
Tom
my
Jones?
senior year of high school, hey, I want to do film, they were like,
Because you're about to enter it.
yeah, we don't believe you because you change your mind every 10 seconds. I'm like, well, I finally grew up and realized those other
Can I
options
join your
weren't very
clan?
smart. And this is something that I can get into, and it's fairly difficult, but it's not impossible at all. Like,
Alright, fair enough.
one,
fair
it doesn't have to do
enough.
with math. I don't have to be doing math every day unless I go into a
Red
specific
light, live
study
fire.
of it.
Go on green, light
Who
only.
Frickin'
Weapon loading and
it's
unloading area.
not something I need to invest
Alright.
money into. And three, again,
It really
unless I'm
doesn't,
doing a
if you think
specific
about it.
aspect of it,
Makes
it's not
zero
that
sense.
dangerous.
Yeah, this
Right.
clan is garbage.
And so like that's what honestly like pisses me off, is like growing up as a jack of all trades, like you
Yeah,
have
can we
all
join
these
your clan?
interests and you don't know what the frick to do, and then you finally decide, hey, I want to do this, and no one believes you. Like it's just freaking stupid as hell.
Well,
Because there's so much
my
stuff
advice,
I like doing.
my advice is not to care what
I
your
don't
parents
care
think.
anymore. I'm just saying, like that's what's on my mind.
For sure. All right, makes sense. Well, I'm gonna pass the mic to Asher again.
I really don't have anything else to say, man.
You've been fucking
Yeah, I think
silent
we
the
should-
whole
we should
time.
We should,
That's 'cause I'm
we
getting
should cut
tired,
the
dude.
episode off soon.
You
Yeah,
wanna bring it? You wanna bring it to a close?
Why can't we have
Eh,
these
Yeah,
we
guys
might
like
as
on
well.
schedules
We've been
and
going
stuff?
on for
because I
over an
work
hour.
late.
Yeah, Luke. He has a job, Luke.
I know.
Got him.
Hit marker, but he went at me.
I'm just kidding, Luke. I love you, man.
Watch that.
So that was a fucking lie.
Oh, trash, easy trash.
Well,
What?
that was a fucking lie.
The fact that I love you.
I don't understand hit
Yeah.
markers.
So what's I have one question though. What is r/sounding if it isn't for musicians? What is that?
It's for
Jump on the block
shoving
and shoot.
stuff in your
Alright,
peen,
good
dude.
shit. Yo, can we
Oh.
join that plan or what?
Something that's a medical procedure that basically a bunch of troglodytes decided to make a
Alright,
fetish.
you guys are really good.
Interesting.
I don't know why it's
Yeah.
called sounding.
You know, I had a catheter in my urethra once, and when I woke up in the hospital, the first thing I asked, I saw that and I was like, "How the fuck did you get that in my dick hole?"
They must dump his ass, bro. Oh.
You know what's funny about
Okay,
like,
I know that would have killed him.
a
in
dude's
real life.
dick hole?
What?
It's not called like it's not your urethra. It's called a meatus.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that. I think we're gonna cut it off here now.
All
Okay.
right. Well, cool.
Okay.
It's been a great freaking
We
episode.
basically said nothing this entire time.
Well, that's the
No,
whole
we had a
point.
Conversation.
That's the whole
I
point.
know.
A good conversation.
It doesn't have to
Smart
be about
people will-
anything.
Smart people will oblige, and stupid people will say "fuck you" and go away.
All right.
My aim is impeccable.
It's a very,
When
it's a very intellectual stance.
Thank you.
But
Get it off there.
ending it
This is the
here.
come zone.
Goodbye.